In this example, this switch has been at this position for a long time before t equals 0. At t equals 0, it switches over to position B. We want to find the voltage across the capacitor just before the switch moves at t equals 0 minus, just after the switch moves at t equals 0 plus, and finally as t goes to infinity. First, let's look at t equals 0 minus, just before the switch moves. Under these conditions, this switch has been in this position for a long time, and the input under these conditions, 5 volts, is a constant. Under those conditions, the capacitor looks like an open circuit. Redrawing the circuit, I have a 5-volt source. It's connected to a 2 ohm resistor, and the capacitor is an open circuit. And the voltage across the capacitor is V at 0 minus. Since this is an open circuit, this current is equal to 0. If the current through the resistor is 0, the voltage across the resistor is 0 volt. That means the voltage at 0 minus is going to be the same as this voltage, which is just 5 volts. At t equals 0 plus, the switch has just moved to point B. Capacitors can't change their voltage instantly. That means the voltage at t equals 0 plus has to be the same as the voltage at t equals 0 minus. No time has elapsed for the energy to change. So from this condition, the voltage at t equals 0 plus is also 5 volts. Now let's take a look as t goes to infinity. As t goes to infinity, the switch has been at position B for a long time. Again, the input under these conditions, this 2 amp source, is constant. Under those circumstances, the voltage across the capacitor will have become constant, which means the current is 0, and again the capacitor open circuits. So the capacitor looks like an open circuit. That's the voltage across the capacitor at t equals infinity. There's a 5 ohm resistor here, and I have a 2 amp source. Again, the capacitor current is 0. That means that all the current is going through this 5 ohm resistor, so that current is 2 amp, which means that this voltage is 2 amps times 5 ohms, which is 10 volts. And the voltage as t goes to infinity across the capacitor becomes 10 volts.